Some fights don't come with billboards, no grand parade, no fake bad blood, just two men on a collision course, one chasing respect, the other chasing legacy. On August 2nd in the heart of Chicago, the air gets thick, the lights dim, and inside the Credit Union 1 arena, the gloves touch, and the truth comes out. Oscar La Mangrana Duarte, forged in the fire of Mexican pressure fighting, brutal, unforgiving, and hungry. Kenneth Bossman Sims Jr., Chicago-born, doubted, dismissed, and now headlining in his own backyard. There's no script here, no safety net, just 12 rounds to prove who deserves a shot at glory and who gets left behind. You're watching The Knockout Nest, and this is boxing's most dangerous sleeper of the summer. Settle in. Let's break it down. Sometimes greatness builds quietly, while the world obsesses over the mega fights and overdue paydays. True contenders wait their turn among the shadows. Oscar Duarte and Kenneth Sims Jr. know what it means to be overlooked, to be the afterthoughts left off the glossy highlight reels. Duarte wasn't supposed to emerge from Chihuahua as a threat to the world. He was supposed to stall out at the regional level, forgotten once the next big thing from Culiacan or Mexico City came along. But he kept moving forward, earning every opportunity with grit and aggression. No promoter's darling. He built a fan base not with words, but with action. His nickname, La Magrana, captures it perfectly. He's not just a headache for opponents. He lingers, he throbs, he won't leave you alone. Simultaneously, in the gyms and smoky back rooms of Chicago, Sims Jr. redefined a different approach. He boxed the city's best as a teenager and built the work ethic of a craftsman, not just a flashy talent. Sims always wanted to win on his own terms, by outthinking, outmaneuvering, making you look foolish no matter your reputation. Both arrive on August 2nd seasoned by setbacks, with chips on their shoulders and nothing left to lose but their spot in line for a world title shot. It's not just a fight, it's the culmination of years of sacrifice, risk, and sweat. Both are here for one reason, to take the next step, and to prove to themselves and the world that their moment is now. Duarte put it best in interviews leading up to the fight. People say I'm here to play spoiler. I say I'm here to take what's mine. Sims Jr. echoes that mentality. Let everyone else make noise for the cameras. I'll let my hands talk for me. This is my city. I own it on fight night. Oscar Duarte's path to the main event is something out of a boxing novel. With a record of 29 wins, 2 losses and 1 draw. With 23 of those wins coming by knockout, he's made himself impossible to ignore in the ultra-competitive super lightweight division. What sets Duarte apart isn't just raw punching power, though his nearly 80% knockout rate is jaw-dropping. The trait that separates him is forward momentum. Every round, every second. He fights as if mere movement is oxygen, turning every fight into a grind. Opponents rarely get a chance to get their footing. Duarte is there, glove in their face, staying just close enough to make them uncomfortable, but not reckless enough to walk into a counter. He's methodical chaos. Starting as a humble amateur in northern Mexico, Duarte earned every break the hard way, traveling overnight to make weight, fighting for small purses in strange towns, always coming forward. The man they once called promotable but limited now stands as one of the division's most avoided high-risk, low-reward fixtures. After 11 consecutive knockout victories, Duarte took on Ryan Garcia. He lost, but critically he gave Garcia his toughest night since Luke Campbell. He bloodied Garcia, pressed the action, forced him to dig deeper than most had thought necessary. Though stopped in the 8th, Duarte's stock actually rose. Instead of vanishing, he rebuilt and returned violently, scoring 3 punishing victories, each more dominant than the last. Those close to him say Duarte is different now. He's not just chasing the crowd, he's chasing legacy. My power is my name, Duarte explains, but my future is built on discipline. Watch any of his recent fights and you see not just a puncher, but a relentless craftsman, a man for whom close-range violence is simply a job, not a fantasy. Facing Sims Jr., a hometown favorite in enemy territory, is exactly the kind of challenge Duarte relishes. He travels well, doesn't mind being the villain, and in moments of chaos you'll see the calm in his eyes. Hostile crowds are just more noise to quiet, he said. In the ring, only the work matters. Kenneth Sims Jr. is the rare American technician who never sacrificed grit for style. Born in Chicago's South Side, Sims honed his edge in gyms where sparring was tougher than most Friday night fights. He amassed an outstanding amateur record and transitioned into the pros with pure boxing talent, sharp jab, slick movement, and the patience to wait for mistakes. With 22 wins, 2 losses, and 1 draw, including 8 wins by knockout, Sims doesn't overwhelm with power. Instead, he dissects. When his career seemed to hit a plateau, he stunned the boxing world by upsetting Elvis Rodriguez, a highly touted prospect with international pedigree. Sims outboxed, outsmarted, and fundamentally outlasted his favorite opponent. From that night on, everything changed. Sims dropped the underdog label and started carving out his own lane, vanquishing a succession of tough, stylistically diverse opponents. Despite only having a handful of knockouts, he's known as the surgeon for the way he breaks down his adversary over 12 rounds. Fighting at home in Chicago means the world to Sims. The city made me, he told journalists. Every win I've had, every lesson I've learned, Chicago taught me. Yet a home ring brings challenges, a barrage of ticket requests, a different kind of pressure, and the knowledge that one mistake might echo throughout the city for years. But Sims sees it as fuel, not fear. Pressure shapes diamonds, right? He laughs. For Sims, it's not just about winning. It's about winning beautifully, turning every round into proof that Chicago boxing belongs on the main stage. Boxing's oldest adage is that style makes fights. Duarte and Sims offer a perfect storm of contrasting weapons. On one side, Duarte is a relentless come-forward brawler who thrives on imposing his will. He marches, he closes distance, and every shot thrown has bad intentions, especially to the body. Sims Jr. approaches each contest like a chess master, plotting his movement, changing angles, never staying still for long. He uses a stiff rapid-fire jab to control distance, and frustrates would-be sluggers until they're punching air. His movement isn't flashy for its own sake. It's economical and calculated, aimed at making the opponent miss and pay. Here's the tactical blueprint. If Duarte traps Sims on the ropes, the rhythm breaks and chaos takes over. Every time Sims' back bounces off the ropes, Duarte can set up hooks and uppercuts, attacking his ribcage and wearing him down over time. Duarte's best moments will come when he crowds, roughs up Sims on the inside, and forces him to fight at a higher pace than he prefers. For Sims, everything starts with the jab. He needs to establish his rhythm early, keep Duarte off balance, and never let him get settled in the pocket. Every sidestep and pivot is a survival tool. When Duarte opens up, Sims needs to counter with precision, especially aiming for moments when Duarte pauses before attacking again. If Sims manages to control the pace, frustrate Duarte, and stick to the margins of the ring, the Mexican's power can be neutralized. But if Sims wilts under relentless body attack, or gets baited into standing and trading inside, the chances for an upset grow. Past fights with similar dynamics, think Cotto versus Trout, or Matisse versus Garcia, have shown that both approaches can win big. It's less about the optics and more about who can establish the rhythm, control the environment, and force the other man to adapt. The super lightweight division is one of boxing's deepest and most brutally competitive weight classes, a true proving ground where talent, toughness, and timing collide. While the spotlight often shines brightest on marquee names like Devin Haney and Teofimo Lopez, the real drama unfolds just beneath the champions, where hungry contenders like Oscar Duarte and Kenneth Sims Jr. battle for their chance to break into the elite. Currently ranked number 5 and number 4 by the WBA, Duarte and Sims Jr. find themselves on the razor's edge of superstardom. The winner of this showdown will likely just be one step away from a world title shot, or face a high-stakes final eliminator, possibly against a dangerous name like Gary Antoine Russell, who has been carving out his own dominant path within the division. This is no small feat. The winner gains a direct line to the sport's biggest stages, while the loser risks being pushed into the precarious gatekeeper role, where the risks outweigh the rewards and opportunities become scarce. To understand just how fierce this division is, consider a roster of current and recent contenders. Subriel Matias, the reigning IBF champion, is a devastating force known for his aggressive style and knockout power. Ryan Garcia blends flashy speed and marketability with ever-improving boxing skills, making him a constant threat poised for big nights. Sandor Martin, a clever southpaw, has upset top contenders and remains a tactical problem for anyone trying to claim supremacy at 140 pounds. Add that to the presence of former champions and rising prospects, from the likes of Josh Taylor to promising international talents, and it's clear this division resembles a Shark Tank. Here, momentum is king. One slip-up or loss can send a fighter tumbling down the ranks, often requiring years of patience and rebuild to regain their standing. This unforgiving landscape means that the stakes of Duarte versus Sims extend far beyond personal pride or financial gain. The winner immediately elevates themselves into conversations about the unification bouts. Negotiators, promoters, and fans alike will watch closely, keenly aware that grabbing this opportunity is akin to catching lightning in a bottle. Meanwhile, The loser faces a difficult reality, reassessing a future marked by uncertainty and the challenge of reclaiming lost ground in an environment that values youth, momentum, and marketability. The division doesn't offer second chances at this level, and the further a fighter slips, the longer and tougher the climb becomes. When the bell rings, all respect and mutual admiration dissolve. The business side of boxing is unforgiving, and this fight is as much about survival as it is legacy. Duarte and Sims Jr. aren't fighting for themselves, but for their places in the division's crowded hierarchy. Every punch thrown carries the weight of their careers and aspirations. On August 2nd in Chicago, a clear path to boxing's biggest night hangs in the balance. The super lightweight division waits with bated breath. For Duarte and Sims Jr., it's not merely a summer bout, it's a defining crossroads. On paper, matchups are solved on the whiteboards in seconds. In reality, it's the X factors, the lurking questions without obvious answers that shape the night. First, Chicago's crowd. Sims will have home advantage, but a familiar gym or arena can be a double-edged sword. The cheers can lift him when he's surging, or grow loudest in the moment he falters. History is mixed. Some fighters become legends at home. Think Joe Calzaghe in Cardiff, while others succumb to pressure. Second, Duarte's gas tank. Relentless pressure is exhausting, especially if it hits empty by the later rounds. In his loss to Garcia, Duarte faded in the 8th. In the months since, he's dedicated entire training camps to pacing and endurance. Can he transition from 8-round bursts to 12-round marathons? Third, Sims' durability. Duarte has the kind of power that can end fights in one sequence. Sims, while rarely hurt as a pro, has never been in with the puncher who applies this much nonstop force. If Duarte breaks through early, Sims' ability to survive and adapt will be tested as never before. Fourth, momentum. Both fighters enter on career best surges. One will keep rolling, the other faces a hard reset. Sometimes it's about who adapts when plans go awry, who wants it more when the blood is flowing and nothing feels easy. All of these questions make August 2nd even more uncertain and exhilarating. This fight might not be labeled Fight of the Year by the casual fan, but within boxing's hardcore circles there's real buzz. Promoter Oscar De La Hoya calls it a summer firecracker with nowhere to run or hide, and social media has only stoked the intrigue. Insiders whisper about upsets. Fan forums debate whether Sims' IQ can overcome Duarte's iron will. Podcasts run scenario breakdowns, with most analysts on the fence. Half see home-cooked success for Sims. The rest expect Mexican pressure to carry the day. But here's what the fans are saying. I love Duarte's intensity. He's got the power and pressure to break anyone down. Sims is a surgeon. You never catch him square. His movement is top tier. I'm calling a wide decision for Chicago. What about you? Sound off in the comments. Which style wins? Relentless pressure or surgical precision? This is the fight that will be remembered not for hype, but for execution. Let's get strategic. For Duarte, the opening bell must signal invasion. He can't let Sims dictate range or tempo. Expect heavy shots early, particularly to the body, hoping to sap Sims' legs as the rounds progress. He'll look to back Sims into corners, cut the ring off with smart footwork, and jab his way inside. The more uneasy and stationary Sims becomes, the more chance Duarte has of ending the fight before the 12th. For Sims, this is a high-wire act. He must box perfectly, sticking and moving, never letting himself be coerced into slugfests. The jab is his compass. If he can get Duarte to follow him rather than set traps, the fight turns into a tactical chess match. Expect Sims to aim for clean scoring shots on each entry, pivot out, and reset on his own terms. Real tension lies in the mid-rounds. That's where Sims must prove he can withstand the mental fatigue of being hunted for every inch, while Duarte must prove he can keep a steady high-octane pace against an evasive disciplined technician. The final rounds likely hinge on which fighter has better managed resources, stamina, nerves, and desire. Boxing history is full of high-stakes fights decided in a moment. A single misstep, a mistimed punch. One man's will outlasting the other. August 2nd promises this kind of drama. On this night, the stakes extend far beyond rankings and contracts. For Duarte, a victory means validation for years of sacrifice, and a confirmation that Mexico breeds world-class champions at every weight. He's fighting not only for himself, but for underdogs everywhere who dream big beyond the capital cities and boxing hotspots. A loss, however, pushes him dangerously close to journeyman territory, where every fight means even higher risk and lower reward. For Sims, defending Chicago is more than just a talking point. This is about inspiring the next wave of local talent, showing that hard work and IQ can topple even the most aggressive force of nature. The pressure to win at home is immense. but the reward for victory is legendary. Lose, and he risks being a cautionary tale rather than a beacon. Both have been molded by adversity. Duarte through hard-knock climbs, Sims through being overlooked and underestimated. On August 2nd, that adversity will either crown them or become heavy baggage they must carry forward. So what's really going to happen when the lights come up? If Sims sticks to the plan, boxes sharp, stays disciplined, pivots off the ropes and avoids the pocket, he has the tools to win a clear unanimous decision. He'll need an elite night, a nearly flawless performance, and relentless focus to conquer Duarte's pressure for all 12 rounds. If Duarte forces chaos, wins the exchanges, and invests early in Sims' body, he'll find his chance to catch Chicago's best. The late rounds could become a war of attrition, where one punch changes the fight, and a fatigued Sims can't escape. This is a razor-thin matchup. Both corners likely believe their fighter wins a close decision, but power and pressure always have a say when fights get ugly. Instead of reading about this one in the morning, be there as it unfolds. On August 2nd, Chicago will host a Summer Classic, one chapter in boxing's greatest ongoing story. August 2nd, Chicago. 2 lives, 1 legacy settled in the ring. If you crave the deepest breakdowns, bold predictions, and the genuine drama only true fight fans appreciate, you're in the right place. But before you go, smash that like button if you respect real warriors. Drop your fight pick in the comments. Are you Team Duarte or Team Sims Jr.? Subscribe to the Knockout Nest for exclusive previews, punch-by-punch analysis, and the sharpest boxing takes every fight week. Don't miss a second. Hit the bell so you're first to see every bombshell and breakdown. This is the Knockout Nest, where every fight finds a home. Tune in, sound off, and stay undefeated. We'll catch you on the next one.